on this computer. Hi, everyone. My name is Fran Carr, and we're here celebrating NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. And my guest today is Ame Vanorio. Ame was raised on a traditional country farm, complete with horses, cattle, and tobacco. She's been living an off-grid, self-sufficient lifestyle for 27 years. She holds degrees in education and environmental science, and is the founder and director of Fox Run Environmental Education Center, which is located here in Pendleton County. One of her goals is to help you live an environmentally friendly lifestyle. She provides online and on-site programs in a variety of topics, including alternative energy, organic gardening, and wildlife conservation. She is Fox Run and Ame are licensed in wildlife rehabilitation. She is also a writer. Her first publication was in 1988 in Unschooling magazine. She does have a blog and a podcast, as well as a YouTube channel. She has 3 books that she's written, and they all are available on Amazon. She also has several curriculums available for teachers. So with no further ado, we are going to get to Ame right now, and I'm going to ask her to start off by telling us, she's chosen one book to talk about today, but she's going to later show you the other 2 and probably give you a little summary of them. So Ame, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you just kind of give us an idea of what that book is about that you're talking about today.
So today I'm talking about Goober Goose, and the book Goober Goose is one of 2 of my children's books, and I wrote the book Goober Goose to share about Goober Goose, that is his name. And so he was a very interesting goose, a rescue animal. And so I wrote the book so that I could share with our followers more about him, and just to share and to entertain, and to have us, because often when people bring us wildlife, their families come along or their children come along, and so this kind of gives the children a connection to the farm, and then they can share about the farm with others. And then also, the books we do sell the books to raise money so that we can feed the animals that we feature in the books.
Great. So you kind of covered my next question, was what inspired you. What are you working on now? Are you currently working on another book?
I am currently working on another book. So in 2016, I published a book called Kick the Grocery Store Goodbye, which is a book about self-sufficiency and getting your garden to a level where you're producing more of your own food. And, I hadn't had a lot of sales on that for the past couple of years, but with the pandemic, all of a sudden I was getting notices about having books sold, and quite a few of them sold this past spring with the pandemic. And so I have corresponded with some of the people that have read the book, and so now I'm making improvements, putting in more information to specifically answer some of the questions that I've received from people, and some of the feedback that I've gotten. So that's my big project, and then I continually write articles for the blog.
Right. Well, and speaking of the blog, you've got the blog and you've written books. What motivates you to write?
I love writing. I love sharing a story. So for me, writing is in many ways teaching, because I'm sharing information. I think that there is a lack of science information, a lack of nature information, that is interesting and easy to digest. And so those are two things that two goals that I have when I write in the blog is to, write information that is easy to digest, it's interesting, and then it is another avenue to share stories. Because, for instance, if I write a blog about white-tailed deer, I talk about the white-tailed deer experiences that I have had with raising fawns and rehabilitation. And so, include a lot of pictures and those things. So, and with, we try to also provide information and lessons for teachers that are looking for lessons on how to incorporate nature learning. So many of our teachers are very stuck in their classrooms, or not even in their classroom at this time,
Right.
And on the web. So, so trying to provide information.
In writing your blog, how often do you do a blog post about?
My goal, my goal is to do one a week at least, and preferably I'd like to be doing 2 a week. And sometimes we have guest posts. We do have college students and others that sometimes write posts for the blog as well. And so, but the blog has several parts. So if you go on the website, it says blog, but then if you click on blog, it says, alternative energy blog, organic gardening blog, wildlife blog, eco-psychology blog. And so each one of those sections has, probably 40 to 60, individual blogs in the section. So there's a lot of content, and we do.
Okay. Where I'm going with this is, so do your blog posts help you write your book? Do you use the information in your blog posts as kind of a springboard for the books you
write? Yes, for the adult book, for the Kick the Grocery Store Goodbye, the blogs are very much part of that book because that is more of an adult book, so it's more complex and it's longer. The children's books actually stemmed off of just Facebook posts and writing little incidental information, just kind of fun facts. I'll put fun facts on Facebook and on Twitter. And so that actually kind of then blossomed because several people said to me, you need to write a children's book on, Goober. And it took me a while before I actually did it.
And I think Goober is no longer with us. Am I right?
No, well, you are right. No, he is no longer with us. And sadly, he was killed by a neighbor's dog. So
yeah,
I miss him.
Oh, I'm sure visitors to the farm miss him too, because he was kind of a staple there, I think, right?
Yes, he would run up to the gate with Rocket the horse and greet people. And so he was quite popular, because he was patrolling. He would patrol the gate there.
What challenges do you have in writing, and how do you work with those?
I think the biggest challenge is time. And I think that, we really have to carve out a time, and we really have to make that a commitment and an important part, of our day. And so that's my biggest challenge. And I get up very early being, 4:30, 5 a.m. And I write while it's still dark and it's still quiet before my animals get up. And so that's kind of been my way of carving out some time, where I can just kind of write, unencumbered. And so, but that's the biggest challenge for me, because once I get going in my day, it's much harder to then sit down and start writing. And I am exploring, there's a number of new apps out where you can, talk into a tape recorder, and you can have that transcribed in Google. And so, because I talk to myself all day long, so.
Okay, and that's interesting. I had not heard about those. I know you have those kind of apps for typing, but I didn't realize that you had those.
Yes.
That you can help with novel writing. That's cool. Okay, would you like to show us the covers for the books you did not talk about today, and tell us how we can get our hands on them if anyone at home is interested?
Right, so this is my, I make that box go away. This is my author page on Amazon. And so there's Kick the Grocery Store Goodbye, which is a guide to self-sufficiency. And then the other children's book I have is Rocket the Rescue Horse. And then of course, Goober Goose. And so they're all available on Kindle, and Goober Goose is available in print. Actually, I think the Kick the Grocery Store you can also get in print. And so
And
I
now,
have to double check on that, but they're all on Kindle.
Okay, is this the updated Kick the Grocery Store Goodbye book? You said you had
No, that's the 2016. I actually think I might do the second. Yes, I think I might sell the next edition just off of our website. And so since Amazon, does have fees and other things involved. So.
And then do you want to go ahead and tell people what the smile is all about on your Amazon page? It's the smile.amazon.com. We'll plug it.
Yes, so, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we are part of Amazon Smiles, and if you're on just the Amazon.com page, it gives you the option of going to Amazon Smiles to make your purchase. And when you go on Amazon Smiles, you are allowed to choose a charity. And so what Amazon does is they take 0.05% of your total purchase, and that goes to the charity of your choice. So we would love it if you chose us for your charity. And so you can see on my screen where it says supporting Fox Run Environmental Education Center. So that is the Smiles program.
Great. Well, Amy, I thank you so much for joining me today and for telling us about your books. And those of you watching from home, check her out on Amazon. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Glad
you.
you came with us.